So moving from the introductory path through the book, now we now go into sort of the intermediate path, which adds other sections from the book to beef up the material, to make it deeper and richer and more valuable, hopefully, as well. So what's added in the intermediate version is a story, and it's the opening driving story that runs throughout the entire book. It's from the Middle Ages. I think it'll captivate many people who are at midlife or approaching retirement, and that story actually is referred to throughout this material as well. So that gets added to the book for the intermediate. The intermediate obviously continues to feature all of these things, but it adds, plus one, another guide to the material from the introductory version. So this is the middle version here. And the guide who's added from the previous version, from the introductory version, is Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman. And one of the key questions he asks, besides judging and various other questions, is probably the biggest question of all, and I think it's come up twice this morning: who do I serve? And how do I serve? And what do I serve? This question of service as opposed to being served by life is kind of one of the big shifts that occurs in the book. And so that guide gets included in the intermediate version. And then, of course, there's the entire book, which adds sections as we go through. For those people who are really interested in trying to work through all of the material, the book adds a section called Fractals of the Feminine. Fractals about this idea that there's a ripple effect, that we don't need to concern ourselves as much as we were talking about this morning. How big does the scale have to be? Well, actually, more and more I look at these issues, the more I actually begin to feel that it's about small personal steps that cause the ripple effect that leads to change in society. So let's not get too concerned about how big or how large the impact is going to be. Let's just get going with our own changes. So that's the question of fractals. And the feminine comes up with this incredible story from Shakespeare, that it is only really through adopting what have been traditionally called the feminine values, which of course can be dispersed throughout the genders, but it's only by adopting those that we will be able to save mankind from itself. And that's pretty heavy stuff, pretty tough stuff, but it's unbelievably beautifully handled by Shakespeare and others. And then, besides that, there is the final postscript in the book that talks about proof and accountability. What proof is there of everything that we've been saying here having worked? And I believe there's extensive proof in some beautiful longitudinal studies that have been pretty poorly reported up to now that really serve as proof of that, and the need for us all to have accountability, and for those who we help to show accountability to us. So that's the basic outline of the entire book. Thanks very much.